Hey, friends, major changes are coming for Social Security recipients, and we need to talk about this right now. I mean, right now, because time is running out to prepare, and some of these changes could seriously impact your monthly budget if you're not ready for them. Starting January 1st, 2026, 75 million Americans are going to see their checks change. That's not a small number. That's roughly 1 in 4 Americans who depend on these benefits to survive, to pay rent, to buy groceries, to afford their medications, to keep the lights on and the heat running. And I'm not just talking about the 2.8% cost of living adjustment. Yes, that's happening, and we'll break down exactly what that means for your specific situation. But we're talking about so much more than that. We're talking about confusing payment schedules that change based on when you were born, the end of paper checks for those of you who still receive them that way, sudden not eligible status changes for disability recipients that could cut off your benefits without warning, and a Medicare premium increase that's going to eat up most of your COLA before you even see it in your bank account. If you're receiving Social Security retirement, SSI, SSDI, survivor benefits, or spousal benefits, this affects you directly. There are no exceptions here. Every single person receiving benefits needs to understand what's changing, why it's changing, and what it means for your financial situation in 2026. And if you don't understand what's happening, if you're not prepared for these changes, you could be caught completely off guard when that January payment hits your account, or worse, when it doesn't hit your account the way you expected it to. So, I'm going to break down everything you need to know, the exact payment dates for every month, who's getting what amount based on your benefit type, why the COLA still isn't enough despite what the government says, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. I'm going to give you actionable steps you can take today to protect yourself and maximize your benefits. But first, do me a quick favor. It takes 2 seconds. Just hit that like button on this video. It helps more people find this information. It tells YouTube to show this to more seniors and beneficiaries who need it, and I really appreciate it. Your engagement literally helps save people from financial disaster. All right, let's dive in. Now, if you're new here, welcome to Retirees Benefits. I've been helping people navigate Social Security and government benefits for years. This isn't just a job for me or a way to get views. I genuinely care about helping you understand a system that seems designed to be as confusing as possible. I know how frustrating it is to deal with the SSA, the confusing letters that use language nobody actually speaks, the hours on hold listening to that same terrible music, the conflicting information you get from different representatives, the feeling that nobody at the Social Security Administration actually cares whether you understand what's happening with your benefits. I've been there myself, trying to help family members figure out their benefits, sitting at kitchen tables with my parents and grandparents going through their statements, wondering if we were missing something important, if there were benefits they qualified for but didn't know about, if there was a better way to maximize what they were getting. That's exactly why I started this channel, because I believe you deserve to understand what you're entitled to when you're getting it and how to make sure you're not leaving money on the table. No government jargon, no runaround, no condescending attitudes like you're supposed to just figure it out yourself. Just straight answers that actually help you make decisions and plan your life. Here's what we're covering today, and I want you to stick around for all of it because every piece matters. First, the 2.8% COLA increase and your exact new benefit amount starting January 1st. I'm going to break down the numbers for every benefit type so you know exactly what to expect. Second, the complete 2026 payment schedule broken down by birthday because, yes, it's confusing and complex, and every year I get hundreds of comments from people who don't understand why they haven't gotten paid yet. Third, the Medicare Part B premium increase that's going to reduce your actual take-home amount. This is the part the government doesn't want to emphasize, but it's critical that you understand how this affects your real purchasing power. Fourth, why millions of seniors are still living below the poverty level even with this increase. We need to talk about the uncomfortable truth that Social Security isn't keeping pace with actual expenses. And fifth, the one change to the COLA formula that could add $300 to $500 to your monthly check and how you can support it. This is where your voice actually matters. Stay with me because I'm also going to give you the specific payment dates for January and February. So you know exactly when your money is coming, and I'm going to walk you through what to do if your payment doesn't arrive when it's supposed to. Let's start with the big news. The Social Security Administration announced that 75 million Americans will see their benefits increase by 2.8% in 2026. On the surface, that sounds like good news. An increase is an increase, right? More money is better than no increase at all. And technically, yes, that's true, but we need to be honest about what this really means for your day-to-day life. Now, is 2.8% enough? Here's the honest truth, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this or pretend everything is fine when it's not. For millions of seniors, absolutely not. It's not even close to enough. Right now, in 2025, around 5 million seniors are receiving checks that are below the poverty level. Think about that for a second. 5 million people who worked their entire lives, who paid into the system for decades, who did everything they were supposed to do, are now living in poverty. And that number is expected to increase in 2026 despite this COLA adjustment. But let's look at what this 2.8% actually means in real dollars, because percentages don't pay your bills. For SSI recipients, your individual benefit is increasing from $960,000 in 2025 to $994 in 2026. Some experts are saying it might be as high as $997. We'll know for sure when those checks hit on December 31st. Yes, you heard that right, December 31st, because January 1st is a holiday, so they're sending your January 2026 payment early. This is one of those calendar quirks that confuses people every single year. Let me break down what $994 a month really means. That's less than $12,000 a year. The federal poverty level for a single person is $15,060. So even with this increase, if SSI is your only income, you're living nearly $3,000 below the poverty line. You're trying to pay rent, utilities, food, transportation, clothing, and everything else on $994 a month. That's not living. That's barely surviving. For couples receiving SSI, your benefits are going from $1,450 to $1,291. That's about $41 more per month. Not a huge jump, but it's something. For a couple, you're getting about $17,900 a year, which is still below the federal poverty level for a two-person household, which is $20,240. So again, even with this increase, you're still in poverty, according to the government's own metrics. For Social Security retirement at full retirement age, benefits are increasing to $4,150 per month, up from $4,018 in 2025. That's an increase of $134 per month, or about $1,600 per year. Now, this is the maximum benefit if you earned the maximum taxable amount for 35 years and claimed at full retirement age. Most people aren't getting this amount. The average Social Security retirement benefit is much lower, around $1,900 to $2,000 per month. For maximum earners retiring at 70, the max benefit is going to $5,151, up from $5,108. That's a $143 increase. But again, very few people qualify for this amount. You have to have earned at the maximum taxable level for your entire career and delayed claiming until age 70. If that's you, congratulations. You're in a much better position than most retirees. Nearly 7.5 million SSI recipients will see their benefit boost on December 31st, and almost 71 million more Americans will see their Social Security benefits increase starting in January. That's the scope of people affected by these changes. That's millions of families trying to figure out how to stretch these small increases to cover their actual expenses. So, who exactly is getting these increases? Let me break this down by category so you know for sure whether you're included. Seniors on retirement benefits. If you're already receiving Social Security retirement, you're getting the 2.8% bump automatically. You don't need to apply for it. You don't need to call the SSA. You don't need to do anything. It happens automatically. SSI recipients, whether you're elderly with limited income, disabled, or receiving benefits as a disabled child, you're included. The increase applies to all SSI beneficiaries, regardless of the reason you're receiving benefits. SSDI recipients, If you're on disability through Social Security disability insurance, you're getting the increase. Your benefit will go up by 2.8% just like everyone else. Survivor benefit recipients, widows, widowers, and children receiving benefits from a deceased parent or spouse are included. If your benefit is based on someone else's work record because they passed away, you're getting the COLA increase on that benefit. Spousal benefit recipients. If you're receiving benefits based on your spouse's work record, you're getting the adjustment too. This applies even if your spouse is still living and you're receiving benefits as their spouse rather than on your own work record. And here's something important that I don't want you to miss. If you're receiving disability benefits, watch out for sudden not eligible status changes. The SSA has been tightening up on reviews, conducting more continuing disability reviews, and some people are seeing their status change without warning. They're getting letters in the mail saying their disability status is under review or that they're no longer considered disabled and their benefits are being terminated. If this happens to you, appeal immediately. Don't wait. Don't assume the decision is final. Don't think there's nothing you can do about it. You have the right to appeal, and many people win their appeals, especially if they have proper medical documentation. The deadline to appeal is 60 days from the date on the notice, so don't put this off. Get your appeal filed as soon as possible, and consider working with a disability attorney or advocate who can help you navigate the process, okay? This is where people get confused every single year. So, let me break down the 2026 payment schedule for you as clearly as I possibly can. Social Security recipients receive their benefits on the second, third, and fourth Wednesday of each month, depending on your birthday. Not the first Wednesday, not the last Wednesday, the second, third, and fourth Wednesdays. This system has been in place for years, but it still confuses people every single month. Here's how it works. If you were born between the 1st and 10th of any month at all, January through December, you get paid on the second Wednesday. So if your birthday is March 5th, you get paid on the second Wednesday. If your birthday is October 8th, same thing, second Wednesday. The month doesn't matter, just the day of the month you were born. If you were born between the 11th and 20th, you get paid on the third Wednesday. Again, doesn't matter which month. If you were born on June 15th or December 19th, you're in the third Wednesday group. If you were born between the 21st and 31st, you get paid on the fourth Wednesday. Yes. I know some months only have 28, 29, or 30 days. If your birthday is on the 29th, 30th, or 31st, you're still in this group even in a month that doesn't go that high. SSI recipients, you get paid on the first of each month. Unless it falls on a weekend or holiday, then you get paid the last business day before. So if the first falls on a Saturday, Sunday, or federal holiday like New Year's Day, your payment comes early on the last Friday or Thursday. That's a business day before the first. Now, let me give you the exact dates for January and February 2026, and I want you to write these down, screenshot them, or put them in your phone calendar right now. January 2026, January 14th, that's the second Wednesday for birthdays 1st through 10th. If you were born between the 1st and 10th, your Social Security payment for January comes on January 14th. January 21st, that's the third Wednesday for birthdays 11th through 20th. If your birthday falls anywhere from the 11th to the 20th, you're getting paid on January 21st. January 28th, that's the fourth Wednesday for birthdays 21st through 31st. If you were born from the 21st through the 31st, your payment date is January 28th. January 30th, that's a Thursday. This is the SSI payment for February. Why January 30th? Because February 1st falls on a weekend, so SSI recipients get their February payment early on the last business day of January, which is January 30th. February 2026, February 11th, second Wednesday for birthdays 1st through 10th. February 18th, third Wednesday for birthdays 11th through 20th. February 25th, fourth Wednesday for birthdays 21st through 31st. February 27th, Friday. This is the SSI payment for March. Because March 1st falls on a weekend, SSI recipients get paid on Friday, February 27th. Make sure you write these dates down or take a screenshot. This way, you'll know exactly when to expect your money, and you can plan accordingly. You can schedule your bills around these dates, plan your grocery shopping, make sure you're not going to be short on rent or utilities because you miscalculated when your payment was coming. All right, here's where I need to be completely honest with you, and this is the part that makes me frustrated on your behalf. I get angry about this because it's not fair, and the government knows it's not fair, but they do it anyway. Yes, you're getting a 2.8% increase. That's true, but Medicare Part B premiums are also going up. The standard monthly premium is increasing from $174.70 to $185 in 2025, and it's expected to go even higher in 2026. Some estimates put it at $190 or even $200 per month. Here's why this matters, and this is crucial. If you have Medicare and Social Security, they automatically deduct your Part B premium from your Social Security check. You never even see that money. It comes out before the payment hits your account. So you're getting an increase on one hand, but losing money to Medicare premiums on the other. It's like getting a raise at work, only to find out your health insurance premium went up by the same amount. You're not actually any better off. Let's do the math for SSI recipients. You're going from $960 out to $994. That's a $27 increase. But if your Medicare premium goes up even $10, you're only really seeing $17 more per month. That's not enough to cover the increased cost of a single prescription, let alone food, gas, or utilities. For couples going from $1,450 to $1,491, that's a $41 increase that could get cut in half or more by Medicare increases for both spouses. This is why millions of seniors are still living below the poverty level, even with the COLA increase. The increase simply doesn't keep up with the actual cost of living, especially healthcare costs. Your prescriptions are more expensive. Your doctor visits cost more. Your Medicare supplements cost more. Your groceries cost more. Your utilities cost more. Your rent or property taxes cost more. Everything is going up faster than 2.8%.
I saw a study recently that said the average senior's out-of-pocket healthcare costs increased by 7% last year. 7%. But your Social Security only went up 2.8%. That means you're actually losing ground. You're falling further behind every single year, and there's no catch-up mechanism. Once you fall behind, you stay behind. Now, let me tell you about something that could actually make a difference. And I need you to pay attention because this is important. This is something you can actually influence if enough of us speak up. Right now, the Social Security Administration calculates COLA using something called CPI-E, which stands for Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. This measures inflation based on what American workers spend their money on. It looks at what people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s who are actively working and earning wages are spending money on. But here's the problem. You're not a worker anymore. You're a retiree. You spend your money differently. You're not buying work clothes. You're not paying for daycare. You're not commuting to work. You're not spending money on the same things that workers are spending money on. Seniors spend way more on health care, prescriptions, and medical care than younger workers do. A huge percentage of your budget goes to health care, maybe 30% or 40% or even more. But the CPI-E doesn't accurately reflect that because younger workers don't spend nearly that much on health care. They spend more on housing, transportation, entertainment, and other things that don't factor as heavily into a retiree's budget. There's a different metric called CPI-E, Consumer Price Index for the elderly, that actually analyzes how much seniors spend on rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities, and especially prescriptions. It tracks the actual spending patterns of people 62 and older. And guess what? When you measure inflation the way seniors actually experience it, it's consistently higher than the CPI-E shows. If the SSA switched from CPI-E to CPI-E, analysts and experts say benefits would increase by $300 to $500 per month for all recipients, including survivor and spousal beneficiaries. Let me say that again. $300 to $500 per month. That's not a small amount. That's life-changing money for people living on fixed incomes. That's the difference between choosing between food and medicine or being able to afford both. That's the difference between living in dignity or living in poverty. So, here's what I need you to do. If you support changing the COLA formula to CPI, write in the comments section below, I support CPI, Tony, because if we don't speak up, nothing will change. The government needs to hear from you that the current formula isn't working. They need to see thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of comments from real people saying this isn't enough. Politicians pay attention to two things: votes and volume. If enough people demand this change, if it becomes a political issue that candidates have to address, then maybe, just maybe, we can get this fixed. But it requires you to speak up. Comment below right now. Share this video. Tell your friends about this issue. Contact your representatives in Congress. Make your voice heard. A few other things you need to know before we get to your action plan. Paper checks are ending. If you're still receiving paper checks in the mail, the SSA is pushing everyone toward direct deposit or the Direct Express card. They want to eliminate paper checks entirely for security reasons and cost savings. Make sure your payment method is set up correctly. If you don't have a bank account, you can get a Direct Express card for free, and your benefits will be loaded onto it automatically. Disability reviews are increasing. If you're on SSDI or SSI for disability, be prepared for more frequent reviews. The SSA is under pressure to reduce fraud and improper payments, which means they're conducting more continuing disability reviews. Keep all your medical documentation up to date. See your doctors regularly. Make sure your medical records clearly document your disability and your limitations. If you get a notice about a review, take it seriously and provide all requested information promptly. Earnings limits are going up. If you're under full retirement age and still working, you can now earn more without affecting your benefits. In 2026, you'll be able to earn approximately $23,400 before your benefits are reduced if you're under full retirement age for the entire year. The exact amounts will be announced soon, but this is good news for people who want to work part-time without losing their benefits. Okay, here's your action plan. Please actually do these things. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Take action today to protect your benefits and maximize what you're getting. Step 1. Check your My Social Security account at SSA.gov. If you haven't created an account yet, do it today. It's free, it's secure, and it gives you access to all your benefit information. Make sure your payment method is correct, verify your new benefit amount when it's updated in January, and check that your address and contact information are current. Step 2. Write down your payment dates based on your birthday. Put them in your phone calendar so you know when to expect your money. Set a reminder for the day before so you can check your account. This helps you plan bills, avoid overdrafts, and know immediately if something is wrong. Step 3. Check if you qualify for other assistance programs. This is huge, and most people don't do this. There are dozens of programs out there that can help you, but you have to apply. I'm talking about extra help with Medicare Part D, which helps pay for prescription drugs. Prescription assistance programs from pharmaceutical companies. Medicare savings programs, which help pay Medicare premiums, deductibles, and copays. SNAP benefits, which is food assistance. LIHEAP, which helps with energy bills. Property tax relief programs in your state. Step 4. If you're struggling, call 211 from any phone. It's free and available 24/7 in most areas. They'll connect you with local resources, food banks, and assistance programs in your area. This is a completely free service designed to help people find help. Step 5. Comment below. I support CPI-E, Tony. If you want Congress to know that the current COLA formula isn't working for seniors, do this right now. It takes 5 seconds, and it actually matters. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. 2.8% isn't going to solve your problems. If you're struggling now, you'll probably still be struggling in January. The cost of groceries, rent, utilities, and healthcare is going up faster than your Social Security check, and that's not going to change overnight. The system is broken, and fixing it requires political will that doesn't exist right now. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not alone. There are 75 million Americans in the same situation, and together, our voices matter. When we organize, when we speak up, when we demand better, politicians have to listen. You've survived every hard day up until now. You figured out how to stretch a dollar further than most people could imagine. You're resilient, you're strong, and you deserve better than what you're getting. That's why I make these videos, because you deserve to know exactly what's happening with your benefits, when you're getting paid, and what resources are available to help you. You deserve straight answers without the bureaucratic nonsense. You deserve someone who actually cares about your well-being and not just reading numbers off a screen. As soon as you receive your SSI payment on December 31st, come back to this video and let me know in the comments what your actual amount is. Did you get $994? Did you get $997? I want to hear from you. Your real-world data helps everyone understand what's actually happening versus what the government says is happening. And if this video helped you understand what's happening with your benefits, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you get notifications of our videos every single day. A lot of subscribers have told me they're not getting notifications, so make sure you click that bell. YouTube changed their algorithm, and now you have to actively request notifications or you won't see our videos. Don't forget to smash the like button. It really does help this video reach more people who need this information. The more engagement we get, the more YouTube promotes it to people searching for Social Security information. I've got more videos linked in the description about maximizing your Social Security benefits, applying for SNAP and Medicare assistance programs, and understanding your rights as a beneficiary. Check those out after you finish this one. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments below, and I'll answer every single one. I read every comment, and I do my best to respond to as many as possible. If I don't get to yours immediately, don't worry, I'll get to it. And often other community members will jump in to help answer questions too. Remember, you've earned these benefits. You paid into the system your entire working life. You deserve dignity, security, and support. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about that. Don't let anyone tell you you're asking for a handout. These are your benefits that you earned. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care of yourself, watch out for scams, speak up for CPI-E, and have a nice day. You've got this, and I've got your back.